What's up guys, it's Nofsky with Academia Audio, and today I'm going to show you 5 things you can do to add ear candy to your track using just a vocal.
You bring it back to me.
So guys, that was the song we'll be working in today, and being able to take existing elements in your track and utilize them as ear candy can help add cohesiveness. It can force you to create unique sounds and get away from those basic synths, and it can help in so many ways. So let's go ahead and dive in and I'll show you what I did on this track. So something really easy I did right off the bat was, if you notice on this top track, I have my main vocals, and then you see all these little chopped pieces of audio, and all I'm doing is using a delay to kind of fill out some of these empty spaces here. So this is what the main vocal sounds without that.
Great to see. Oh, when things are out of reach.
And then here's with the echo and delay.
To see. Oh.
So these little chops right here just kind of add some extra space there, and all I did to achieve this was, one, I started with this plugin called H Delay by Waves. I have it on the lo-fi setting. I have the rate set to 1.8. I have it on ping pong. I have the high pass at 527, the low pass at 2.11K, the feedback at 60. I turn the analog down, output down just a little bit, in the wet knob all the way up, and that plugin is what gives it that echo effect. I took a snippet of the vocal and put it right down here. Next, I went ahead and put some Alter Boy, and you can also do this individually. If you click on the sample and go here, you can change the pitch here. I just think Alter Boy gives it another texture, but all I did on Alter Boy was I pitched it 12 semitones up to give it that high effect, and this is what it sounds like on its own. Something else you can do is, for this build up right before the drop, we can go ahead and take a snippet of this vocal right here. We can go ahead and create another audio track, and let's throw that guy right below it. We're going to then take a instance of Valhalla reverb and put it directly on the track. We'll go ahead and turn up the decay and the mix, and we're going to create another audio track. We'll put the input to the track we just created. We'll go ahead and turn that on record. We're going to solo this track with the reverb on it, and we'll go ahead and render that out. Next, what we're going to do is go ahead and delete that track that we made, and now we have a long rendered out version. We're going to go ahead and snip the end. We're going to press R on our keyboard, and that's going to go ahead and reverse it. Then we're going to use this as a riser. So we can pull that to our endpoint, curve that in a little bit, and now this is what we have. And it's just a unique way to kind of add a riser that is true to the track. It has the tones of the main vocal and everything. It's just a washed out reverb that's been reversed. Another thing that we can do is, when we go into this build section, we can go ahead and take a snippet of that last part of the vocal and then go ahead and paste it all the way across, and it should sound like this.
Me.
The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn on some endless smile, and let's add a little automation. So now we have this. Now we do want to push that out to the sides to make it more of an atmospheric element, and I'm going to do that with Microshift. So it's just a plugin that kind of pushes the sound more stereo. And last but not least, I'm going to slap on a little bit of sidechain so it kind of pumps with the rest of the risers, and then this is what we should have. And then the last thing I did was I went ahead and consolidated the second half, and then I added a little pitch automation right here, and this is the final result. And by doing that, it just adds another element to that buildup. The next thing we can do is create an atmosphere in general, either for the intro or the verse or whatever you want to do. What we're going to do is take this lead vocal, and we're going to take out the spaces where there's vowels. So if we listen to this,
I'm lost without you.
So we'll cut here, here, and here. So now you should have this.
Lost without you.
Now we're going to grab a reverb, and we're going to put it on here, and we're going to go to a hall setting. Let's do big vocal hall, and we're going to turn the decay up, and now you should have this. Next, we're going to add another track and put the input to the track that we just made. We're going to go ahead and render that out. Now from this point, there is a lot of different directions you can go. You can make just that as your intro, you can reverse it, you can add a little side chain and keep manipulating it. Something I like to do is add another MIDI track, and then we're going to go ahead and drag this sample into the MIDI track. You're going to click this slice button, and what that's going to do is slice the sample randomly in spots that it thinks is good. You'll then go through the sounds, you'll find a section that you think is good, you'll make a MIDI clip and then draw out that note. Then you'll go ahead and delete this sound and put the input of the new MIDI track that you just created. Now we're going to render this one out, and you should end up with something like this. Alright guys, and this last tip is how I go about making vocal chops. So you're going to go ahead and create a MIDI track. You're going to take the main vocal and you're going to drop it in that MIDI track, and again hit that slice button, and now what we have is several little slices of the vocal. And just mess around until you find a really good groove and put that in MIDI and render it out, and then process the crap out of it, and you have a nice vocal chop lead. That pretty much wraps up this video, guys. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put those down below. We do have a special gift for you guys. It is a free template, the very one I'm using here. We have a whole video explaining why you need this and how it's going to help you start and stay in the creative flow, so definitely go check that out down below. If you guys do like the sounds you hear in this song, we also have our sample packs, which I made this song primarily out of all of our own Serum presets and samples, so definitely go check those out as well. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I hope this inspired you guys. Y'all have a blessed day. Peace.